Hello my friends and welcome back to another great episode. We are talking about French inspired homes. So today we're going to be talking and showing you how to reupholster a chair using nailhead trim and chalk paint by Annie Sloan. So let's get started. For budget-friendly home improvement advice where we help you save more so that you can do more in your home, make sure you hit that bell and subscribe today so that you don't miss out on a single episode. Okay, so in one of our last videos, we talked about all the different things that make a home feel French inspired or French influenced. So today I am wearing my most lacy shirt, and if you came into my home, you would see sparkle and lace. But the thing is I live in a home full of boys, so I still have to keep our home decor somewhat under wraps a little bit. So I try, but I fail most of the time because I just love it. So today we're going to be talking about this chair. This has been in my home since one of my first apartments. It was given to me as a set piece, and I got to show you the original color, and I left it there because I wanted you to see. It was fine. It was like a faux leather, and there were two chairs, and we would use them in every musical that we did. And after we were done, the person who owned these gifted it to me because I made such a fuss about it because it was such a cute little chair. But after a while, I realized that that color did not go with the overall color theme of our home. So one day I chose to take it apart and redo it. So unfortunately, during that time, I did not videotape it. So I'm going to step you through each process of what you need to do in order to use this funky stuff right here. So when you are reupholstering a chair, you want to do two things. First, if you're going to be painting the frame of it, you want to paint the frame first before you put on your new fabric. So over here, we did another chair as well. You want to paint the edges, paint the legs, paint the arms, paint the back. In this case, we painted all around, and you want to do that before. You can do it with the original fabric on it, but don't have the new fabric on first. So that's number one. Then number two, you want to make sure that you use your measuring tape and measure the largest part of the chair, and then measure the length of it and any portion that you're going to cover, and then buy more material than you actually need. So in this instance, I think I bought 2 yards. I certainly did not use anywhere near 2 yards, and I've actually used this fabric. You could do an accent pillow or something, or just throw out the extra. But you definitely want to have a tape measure before you go to the store to buy that fabric. Then you want to strip the fabric on the original, or you can just build up over top of it. I left mine there because it wasn't going to bother me one way or the other. So I still have it on there, but what I did take off was the original nail head. Now, you will want to have a pair of pliers. Needle nose are the best because you can really get in and get the staples out. Or what I thought was fun about using this, and I had never done this type of project before, there is a little nail that goes in about every 5. There's a hole there and there's a hole there. So when you're taking out the nail trim or some type of trim, you're not going to be cutting every single piece out, every nail out. It's not like that. Now you might have authentic nail trim, nail head that's like that, but the stuff that you get nowadays, it's just 1 every 4 or 5. So know that as you are taking out, but a good pair of needle nose pliers to be able to pluck out the old so that you can get ready for the new is great. Also, this is really good to get any of the excess staples if you were removing some of that fabric, because you want to be able to staple into wherever it is without running into a piece of metal or something that's there from before. So after you have it all taken out, then you want to use your best pair of scissors. I like Fisker scissors because to me they are extremely sharp, and you can get them in all various sizes. You can do little pieces if you needed to cut around the edge, or you can do a long pair of shears, but to me I like Fiskers. I think they're great. But you want to cut your fabric to size, and for this I just cut the edge and then I stapled it. I strongly suggest you can do 2 types of staples. You can have an electric stapler that is, you plug it into the wall, What ends up being the problem with that is that you have to be, most of the time the cord isn't all that long. So you either have to have an extension or be close to your outlet source. And you want to be careful because it does fire out that staple awfully quick. So just keep that in mind. Or you can just have a regular old hand stapler. This one I use the electric stapler, but you want to take the fabric that you've cut and you want to staple it fairly around into the wood portion of your chair, or that, not the fleshy part, but the part that the staple is really going to be in, because when you sit down on this, you don't want your fabric coming off of it because it didn't catch. So after you staple that in, you take your nail trim and you literally just mold it around. It's pretty flexible. As you can see, it bends, and depending on what the shape is, you just kind of shape it around, and every fourth one, you take that nail head and you want to have a hammer. I took if you haven't downloaded, go and get my 10 tools every homeowner must have if you're going to be doing DIY projects or just living in your home. Get that, it's in the description below. But we talk about there are a whole lot of different hammers. You do not want a roofing hammer to do a project like this. You'll mark up your wood and everything. You want to have just a nice little accessible hammer. You could even have a smaller one, but you want to just tap in that nail head every fourth one and make sure that it catches, again, the wood of the frame. You want to do that to every place, and if you notice, we actually did it around the arms as well here and use that nail trim. And I think the whole box, I'll have to look again, but I think it was 2 yards for like $20, but I don't know. I'll have to double check that, and I'll put that in the description below. So after you do your nail trim around your edges, around the bottom, you just repeat everywhere where you're going to be using fabric, and then where you're going to trim it with the nail trim. What I think makes it a nice little touch at the end, and I should have told you at the beginning, but we talked about in the last video where you could do like hints of gold. And if you take a little bit on a Q-tip or a little bit on the, like a cotton, not a cotton ball, but a t-shirt material, a cotton material, you could go and just do the edges, especially of this one because it's so ornate, and you can just rub the edges and get just a little bit of dusting of gold, and that just really nice accents it. I chose to do a white instead with the chalk paint, so I used 2 different colors chalk paint. Again, I used Annie Sloan, and if you wanted to, you could even accent some of the ornate of the wood with the wax that you would choose to use. So if you want more projects like this, make sure you click in the link below, because we have done numerous projects with chalk paint. We thoroughly love this. But if you're looking for more French inspiration as well for your home improvements, go ahead and click on the link above where we talk about the different areas so you can add it in your home. What should you do next? Download our free tool lesson in the description box below. We recommend tools that every DIY homeowner should have in their toolbox. Our checklist is delivered to you with specific videos that highlight the different projects that you can do. At PinkToolGirl, we've done numerous DIY projects with a French-inspired flair. It's our passion to share those tips with you, so get your free tool lesson in the description below. Remember, subscribe to our channel and download your free tool lesson today.